us. So it was never designed to be a prison riot. It was only meant to be a peaceful disturbance to bring central office attention to our particular case, and hopefully they will intervene and allow us to take an alternative.
Go on. We can hear you now. Go on. Go on, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear me?
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay, now, so as I was saying, to make sure they understand the first part, again, we had no objection to taking a TB test. The type of test they was trying to administer us was the Mantar tuberculin skin test. It contains phenol, which is an alcohol substance. It belongs to the same group as methanol, and we had an objection to that. And it wasn't so much that we was being belligerent, because the U.S. Supreme Court states that just because a person comes to prison and the doors and gates are closed behind prisoners, they do not forfeit their constitutional rights. So based on the case Turner versus Shafty, it's a United States Supreme Court case, it states that there are certain factors originating from an Ohio correctional institution and may be recorded or monitored. It states that there are certain factors that must be considered, but the prison officials were denying us that particular test, to take an alternative. And what happened, we were supposed to have a peaceful protest, and non-Muslims just took advantage of the situation and it turned into a full-scale rebellion. But whether it be the TB test, there's other issues that affect Muslims as well, and the United States Supreme Court has already made rulings on these cases, but unfortunately we have not had support from the outside community. Brothers who are doctors or sisters who are doctors and lawyers who can assist us with a class action complaint. Because the problem that we have in Ohio, these problems exist in Georgia as well as other states. So I'm wondering at some point if Muslims would have the time to work with perhaps some of the non-Muslim lawyers who are prison right activists, that we can put together a class action suit to compel the prison officials throughout the United States to adhere to the United States Supreme Court rulings that they have already ruled in our favor, in favor of the Muslims.
Okay, let me see if they have any questions.
One, when did this take place?
When did this happen?
Sounds like something I heard years ago.
The Lucasville disturbance happened on April 11th, 1993, and so this Thursday would be the 20th anniversary. And on the 19th through the 21st in Columbus, Ohio, at Columbus State Community College, we're having a 3-day conference, and it's called Re-Examining Lucasville.
Okay, so that's the 20th. This is the 20th anniversary. Will be on the 19th of April. Is that right?
No, it will be the 11th of April. Will actually be the 20th anniversary.
Okay.
So, and it lasted for 11 days. So what we're doing, we're taking the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, the last 3 days of the riot, and we're having a 3-day conference in Columbus, Ohio, with regards to re-examining the riot.
Okay, how many are your co-defendants, and what kind of sentences they got?
5 of us were sentenced to death as a result of the Lucasville disturbance pertaining to either guard murder or someone was accused of killing prisoners. Others have extended sentences such as life sentences, 15 to 25 years, 8 to 25 years. So basically huge sentences as a result of that.
So why were you sentenced?
To be truthful, being a Muslim, there was supposed to have been some plot, according to the state, to kill a guard. And the lead highway patrol, he said that my voice is not heard in this meeting. But nevertheless, because I was the imam of the Sunni Muslims who followed the teachings of the Aqla Sunni Wal Jamaat, they're saying that nothing could have happened without my consent, so they say. And so I was convicted, or more or less, I guess you could say, given the order for someone to be killed. That's the best they could do. So they never accused me of killing anyone. The best they could do, I'm not in the meeting, so they had to create a subplot saying that at a different location that I allegedly gave some Muslims an order to kill someone.
How are your appeals going?
My appeals, as of right now, my case is in the Federal District Court, and it's been held up for approximately 4 or 5 years because they're giving us discoveries. And for example, for 19 years I was asking for the name of the people that sat on the grand jury, because after the Lucasville disturbance, there was a situation where the people in that particular county, they got together and they drafted drafted this petition calling on the elected officials to implement the death penalty, that the leaders of the riot, they should be put to death, etc. And just 19 years later, I discovered that some of the people who signed the petition, they actually sat on our grand jury, and they should have never sat on the grand jury because we was never given a complete and impartial hearing, and they weighed the facts before they issued a true bill. So our case was tampered with, a prejudice from the very beginning, so we're trying to deal with that issue now, along with many other discoveries that the court has granted myself.
Other questions?
Has most of your support been from Muslims or from non-Muslims?
Is most of your support from Muslims or non-Muslims?
Non-Muslim. Unfortunately, Na'udzubillah,
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional institution and may be recorded or monitored.
almost all of my support, except for perhaps one or two Muslim brothers. One that used to be in prison, and he knows the truth with regards to the situation, and he feels such a deep affinity with me, trying to assist me, knowing that I'm innocent of the charges. So him and one other person, but no, the support comes from overwhelmingly non-Muslims.
Okay, we have a question. You think? How do we get in touch with you and the other brothers?
Okay. You have my address, but another place where you can get my address, in fact, information pertaining to the conference we got coming up, they have my address on that as well.
Okay, that's fine. I have your address, that's right, and I think I have the information about your conference. It's on the 11th. They're meeting in Columbus, Ohio.
No, it's April the 19th,
19th?
and 21st.
Okay, correction, 19th, 20th, and 21st. And it's in Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yes, it's going to be held at Columbus State Community College.
Everyone heard that?
Columbus State Community
Okay.
College.
All right, what do you hope to achieve by this? What do you want people to do for this community?
We haven't been into what we're basically looking for, just like in the Trayvon Martin case, we're hoping and praying to that Allah Subhanahu grant us a resounding victory in the sense that if enough public pressure is put on the prison official, exposure from the news media, showing the gross miscarriage and injustice that happened in our case, which is a serious affront and travesty of justice, the prison officials and the state, the prosecutor the case, they would no longer be able to sweep the nonsense that they did to us up under the rug. It would be exposed for all and sundry to see. And just like Trayvon Martin case, they would have to open the case, and hopefully we can get some type of justice in that respect.
I read somewhere that you are accused of trying to unite the black and white prisoners. Any comment on that you want to make?
Yes. What happened was, in the initial part of the disturbance, the prisoners was being killed, and you had both white and black prisoners was very fearful of their lives. So what happened, the Muslims took a stance, and we chose some of the senior elders within the community, and they talked to the whites, the Latinos, and other prisoners, and we established a pact where the Muslims and non-Muslims would come together to run security, to make sure people was not being raped, being murdered, their property was not being taken, etc. So there was a need for Muslims and non-Muslims to come together because it was a bunch of pandemonious, situation.
Any other questions? Okay, what about your own personal spiritual condition? How are you doing over there? Do you have facilities for prayer and things like that?
Yes, I've been isolated for 20 years, so I'm in my own individual cell, but I'm in close proximity to two of the Muslims, and every Thursday I conduct Talim. We have Talim. The brother next to me, he's the Muazzin, he calls the Azan.
Talim every Thursday.
We break bread together. We study together. We read Quran together in the Arabic text, and I'm teaching in Arabic and things about fiqh and tasawwuf, etc. So my own personal situation, alhamdulillah, and with regards to those in my immediate environment, I also share material with them, some of the tafsir, Quran, hadith, and we just study together, Aki.
You wanted someone to help your daughter with geometry. What is that? I don't know. How old is she?